J'accuse! 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 All public officials who deny the Constitution. J'accuse! All public officials who claim they're just doing their jobs. J'accuse! And yet remain complicit, instigating, colluding, conspiring with interdepartmental agencies against the very public who you swore to protect their civil rights. J'accuse! There's a reason why we have a Second Amendment as a twin of the first, the primacy law of this land. Too many police officers look askance and roll their eyes as though it's a child's fairy tale. J'accuse! Every last one of you. And the worst are those who see themselves as good. Look in the mirror. Why aren't you standing up protecting a citizen's rights when the primary officer is beating down a citizen who you call civilians? Civilians is a military term for an occupying force. J'accuse our domestic occupiers in blue. J'accuse the Supreme Court, SCOTUS of the highest court of the United States, for also putting on the mask of the three monkeys, denying all the tens of thousands of videos of abused citizens. Look at 100 of them randomly, and then sit and discuss it as men and women to protect our rights, and not to stifle and thwart us or become obscurantists. J'accuse! Every last complicit one of you. It's not your government, it's we the people's government. J'accuse! Enough! Either you're on the wrong side of history or the right side of history. Teach civics in our schools again. Let us play outside without leashes. This is a promise to our founding enlightened fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters who fought and gave their blood for me to be able to speak these words without fear of recrimination. Though it might come, I'll speak my one a mind. J'accuse every last one of you. Everyone who put blinders on says, I didn't see it. It didn't happen in front of me. No, we won't look at the video. No, you're in law enforcement. J'accuse, you're not feelings officers. J'accuse, you're not butthurt officers. J'accuse, you're not corporate officers moonlighting for them, fatiguing yourself as would an airline pilot traveling on too many destinations within too many hours. J'accuse you putting our rights second to yours, power, peers, pension, and pay. J'accuse stifling and thwarting truckers. That's our last bastion of hope. Which side are you on, blue? J'accuse you. Decide who you stand with. At some point we won't take it anymore. I'm a conservative. I enabled you for most of my 72 years. No more. I'm willing to die on this hill. And the worst defenders of you aren't the ignorant robots who easily get indoctrinated through Cadet Academy, through ignoble IGNOBLE, field training officers, FTOs, and complicit peers, gangs. Make a list of what the mafioso does and a list of how our peace officers handle themselves, unapproachable, editorializing, acting far beyond their scope of authority for their loaned privileges from we the people through the government of our creation, who's dropped the ball. The purpose of that Constitution is to protect us from you, Jacques. And the worst and the lowest level of Dante's hell go to those who know better and who keep quiet. Stops now, Jacques, the lot of you, and public officials who call for men with guns when we're simply trying to do our civic duty, to record you while you're on the public taxpayer dime. You think that internal investigations cut the mustard? We've investigated ourselves and find no wrong. Tens of thousands of vids, and you know for every vid there are 100 or 1,000 that don't get recorded. And for the bootlickers, and I don't like that term, but it's true enough, you'll find out when they come for you, when it's your turn, for whom the bell tolls. Bend over and enjoy it, and your children will truly be slaves. Fools, educated fools, left and right, both have issues. They're both totalitarian at their ends. They truly do think that the individual is an evil term. The whole purpose of a constitutional republic is to protect individuality, to protect the eccentric. J'accuse. And j'accuse. Peace out to you all. I hope that we do have peace in our time, so our children don't have to shed blood, because we fear to do so. Huzzah, huzzah, huzzah for intrepid truckers, our last bastion of hope, as I can see it. For the government will not give up power, not one iota, conspiring against the people who pay their taxes to protect our civil rights. Redundant, it's important to be so. I'm just one person expressing my free feelings. I've been holding them in for far too long. J'accuse. You threaten that you know who we are and where we live. I might even recall my prohibition on doxing. Get a grip on what you're doing and keep your peers in check, or we'll do it for you. Well, we've got a right to assemble, and for you complicit public servants who conspire with them, thinking that you can control your buildings. They're our buildings. We don't go into restricted areas. You think that policy for you translate to policy for citizens? We're not civilians, we're citizens. That mentality's dangerous. You dress up in paramilitary uniforms. You're so decked out. You think you're all SEALs, and you wear beards, wannabe SEALs. Signing off with a smile. Leslie Sylvan, I'm not anonymous. I'll speak my name freely. Later, y'all. This is Leslie, signing off. Just so you know, I can calm down at my discretion. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See ya. Bye. Grrrrrrrr. Oh, yeah.